Well, for more, we can cross live now to our correspondent in Jerusalem, Noga Tarnopolsky. Noga, tell us a bit more about what Israel's trying to achieve in Lebanon right now.
Right. Well, I could tell you what I'm hearing here and what it appears. It seems that Israel perceives an unprecedented weakness in Hezbollah's power and in Hezbollah's popularity in Lebanon right now, and sees sort of under the aegis of the wider war with Iran and its proxies an opportunity to try to destroy Hezbollah completely and totally. The ceasefire that was put in place by the US and France, but guaranteed by the United States in November 2024, I think we can say now has completely and totally fallen apart. Hezbollah joined the fighting as a retribution against Israel for the assassination of Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. Hezbollah has operated basically as a branch of Iran's policy here in this region for decades. And this was the trigger for Israel to really enter, as you said, in an unprecedented way into Lebanon, in what seems to me an attempt to simply do away completely with this organization. We should add also, the United States is not at all involved in this Lebanese arena. And so, in a way, Israel appears to right now have a freer hand in Lebanon than it otherwise would. It's sort of away from the attention of US media, of the US government, and Israel is acting on its own in Lebanese skies.
Okay, Noga, thank you very much indeed. And can I ask you, please, to stay with us for a few moments? I'll be coming back to you very shortly. Several blasts have been heard this Friday over Israel's commercial hub of Tel Aviv. That after the Israeli military said it had detected new missiles launched from Iran towards the country and that defensive systems were operating to intercept the threat. Noga, just how effective are Israel's defensive systems at repelling these sustained Iranian missile attacks?
Israel's anti-missile batteries have proved exceptionally successful, but they're not hermetic. And I think this is a lesson that has been somewhat lost on Israelis, who have come to expect that missiles launched at Israel and the shards from the anti-missile missiles, because the way these systems work is that a battery launches a missile to intercept the incoming missile. These cause very significant damage, even with the success, really astonishing success of these systems, which we're also seeing, by the way, operate with excellent success also in the Gulf nations right now, also under Iranian attack. So we know that the official figures, for example, of Israelis forced to leave their homes that have been destroyed so far in this week-long renewed war with Iran, stands at about 2,200 homes destroyed, evacuated. But it's possible that the actual figure is higher, because not all of these cases have been reported, and some people have simply self-evacuated to go to hotels or to live with relatives. That said, the system is about as good as it can be, but it's not hermetic.
And Noga, separately, Hezbollah has significantly ramped up its attacks on northern Israel this Friday. What more can you tell us?
Yes, this started yesterday in coordinated attacks of missiles and drones launched simultaneously from Iran and from Hezbollah. It's an interesting indication, by the way, among all the talk of a possible collapse of the Iranian regime, that they're still very closely coordinated and have retained significant capacity. So Hezbollah and Iran launched joint attacks yesterday. These have been ramped up in Hezbollah attacks this morning, it's basically been nonstop. The residents of the Israeli north, it's almost 1/3 of the country, have been in bomb shelters constantly since this morning. I don't think they've had more than a few minutes break. It's not always massive barrages. In fact, it hasn't been in general. We haven't seen these barrages of 80 or 100 missiles like we saw in the war with Iran back in June. Hezbollah and Iran appear to have adopted a different strategy of holding their fire, but launching sufficient missiles at Israel and specifically at the north so as to completely disrupt life, to make it impossible for Israelis to return to their routines, but not to use up all their ammunition at once.
And am I right in thinking, Noga, that you're in a bomb shelter yourself right now?
I'm in a shelter in my own home, in what's called a safety room.
And what's the morale like among the people you've been speaking to across Israel today?
So I did have an opportunity today to go out. I specifically went to the central market in Jerusalem that is normally bustling on a Friday morning. It's the first day of the weekend here. It's the day everyone goes on their weekend shop. And I have to tell you that it was really empty, kind of dismal. People are afraid. People don't, even in Jerusalem, that has been hit significantly, but not nearly as bad as Tel Aviv or the north of the country. People prefer to stay, I think, close by to their homes. They're perhaps ordering, for example, food from delivery services more than going out to shop. The streets are really, really empty. You can drive around and just feel it as if you have free reign. And the commercial areas are completely abandoned. The Israeli army did change instructions for the home front so that, for example, tomorrow, commercial places, including restaurants that have bomb shelters like I do, can reopen. But I'm not sure how many will. And significantly, since schools are closed, I don't think a lot of people are going to be returning to work in the coming few days.